Thank you very much for chatting with me today about your upcoming film at the Vaughan International Film Festival. Your short film Trail will be premiering on June 20th at the festival. Congratulations on the premiere and being nominated for Best Cinematography.
Well, thank you for having me and thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I had the opportunity to screen the film just the other day, and I really liked it as a fan of sci-fi. I did get a lot of sci-fi elements. I don't know if it was intentional, but I did get a lot of sci-fi elements incorporated in the film.
Well, you know what? You're the first to say that, and I'm glad uh, you caught that because for sure I'm a big sci-fi fan. So it's it's nice to hear a fan say something like that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it reminded me of like a time loop
Yeah.
film, but without the time travel aspect of it. So that's where I'm saying that. I loved your cinematography in the film. I love obviously the elements of white and red. Um, can you tell me a little bit about where the story came about and how you developed it?
Sure. Yeah, it definitely was an old story that went through many different iterations. Um, to be honest, I can't really say when that started. It's just been kind of in my head for a long time. I've even made other short films that kind of told the same story, but different setting. Just this idea um, of cycles, of death, of rebirth, of uh, you know, being transforming into something you fear. What you fear becomes what you inevitably turn into, that kind of thing.
Okay.
uh, and For some reason, maybe because I the last few years, during COVID, I did these long camping trips. um, for some reason I just settled on this sort of camping excursion scenario, and just why not make it super Canadian and just put it set it during winter time.
Hmm.
So that I just settled on that. I thought it'd be cool, to just showcase our beautiful Canadian winter landscapes.
I actually was going to ask you if you were an avid outdoorsman because I did some social media stalking, and I did see so many beautiful scenic locations, not even just in Canada, but outside of Canada as well.
Yeah.
You were like in the Alps of like Northern Europe.
Yes. Yes. I went to Austria one year. Absolutely. I am an avid outdoorsman. I'm not quite, I live in Montreal, so I am living in the city, but that's not exactly where I'm most comfortable. I definitely grew up more so in the countryside. Um, so there's that element in the short, obviously, as well. Um, it's difficult to translate on screen because there's no dialogue in our film at all. But there's a part in the short film where you feel that serenity, um, where the main character, is kind of seeking an escape into the wilderness, into nature. So obviously that part of myself made it onto the character in the film. And I think something that a lot of people can identify with. I
Yeah,
would I would hope so.
absolutely. You know what, I that came across to me, that translated well to me. The fact that it was mostly silent other than like sound effects. Um, because when I'm outdoors, I either don't talk if I'm by myself or I'm on a hike with my wife or something like that. We
Yeah,
find we either don't talk or we just listen to the sounds of nature. So that definitely translated to me.
that's great to hear. Yeah, there are definitely some moments in there where there's no music, so it's mostly the sounds of nature, and that was a big part of the ADR process. Let's say, I mean, lots was caught on set, but there was a lot of recording done in studio and whatnot. But that had to that exact feeling you're describing, where you're just listening. And again, one of the reasons we went with no dialogue, just taking a pause and letting nature sing, so to speak, uh,
Absolutely.
was part of it.
Yeah. You mentioned the other day that the short film trail premiered for the first time. Can you talk a little bit about that and how the experience went?
Sure, yeah. It screened for this past weekend on so that was Sunday, May 28th. A little cinema here in Montreal, Cinéma du Parc. Um, was a it was a smaller, intimate screening, let's call it. It was a Sunday morning, so it's not exactly a time that a lot of people go to see a movie, but we did have a healthy turnout along with other short films. This was the Digital Graphics Film Festival, a relatively new film festival.
Okay.
They were screening all the short films that won an award. We won Best Cinematography in this festival.
Amazing.
Uh, yeah, yeah. So we just yeah, our film showed with other really nice short films, and we managed to have a short Q&A session after that. Had some really good questions thrown my way. Um, it's always the process is for me always unraveling as to why did I make such a thing, and like what are people noticing that maybe I haven't even really thought of. That's the whole process of creating art, which is really interesting. But it was great. It was my first, let's call it, outside of film school, let's say, was my first public screening for my first like professional level short film, on a big screen. So it was, my family was there, just a nice little sweet moment with friends and family and strangers. It's I hope that if whether it's film or whatever else, that people get to experience something like that. Just a nice moment.
Absolutely. Yeah. You have an extensive career in with visual effects.
Yeah.
Was this always a direction you wanted to take to direct your own start directing for yourself?
I would say it just kind of happened, just fell into it after film school. Well, after my film studies in university, I um, there was this little studio in Montreal that was offering a position as a PA, and uh, kind of fell into it from there. Uh, just progressed into coordination, into management, into producing. Uh, it just gave me the opportunity to work in film, to learn a lot about the post-production process, but to earn a living in a, let's just say, more secure fashion than working on sets. Let's say it can be quite irregular working on film sets. So it allows me to learn a lot about the craft, to have a secure, stable job, and to make movies on the weekends. Let's call it that. It does teach you a lot about uh, working in visual effects, how to use proper VFX. You don't want to just throw VFX in everything you do. You really want to use it sparingly. I've learned how to. Um, I've learned a lot from the artists that I've worked with as well. Hats off to those folks. Um, it, I'm just glad that I get to work on these amazing films and to work with these folks so that I can sort of implement it in when I get to use visual effects in my
Absolutely.
films. Yeah.
Right. I don't think I can let you go without asking you how your experience on Dune was.
that was that was amazing for sure. It would be a highlight uh, in my VFX career and generally in my film career. Denis Villeneuve is, an incredible artist, very warm as a person. I didn't really necessarily get to talk to him directly. I was on calls, group calls with him when we were doing the work, but just a very gentle, kind artist who creates an environment where everybody can participate in. And I think a lot of people can benefit from that and can become great artists themselves from that sort of kindness and warmth. So that's what that was the main thing I took from it. It wasn't hardcore, really intense, long hours, but we managed to, obviously, if you've seen the film, which I assume you have as a sci-fi fan,
Yeah, yeah. Any
created it.
particular big moments in the film that were standouts for you that you were able to work on?
I mostly, because when you do in VFX, I mean, it's scattered throughout different studios and whatnot. What I got to work on was when mostly uh, when they arrive on Arrakis, and all the big ships and just the sheer scale. Just we built those ships,
Okay.
created the environments, that kind of stuff. The crowds also. Well, anyway, designing all those crowds and
Yeah,
just all of that stuff. So I mostly on a few sequences here and there, but that was the big one we worked on, and that was just that took months and months and months to make. It was incredible.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Will you be at the Vaughan Film Festival for the premiere?
Yes, absolutely. So we'll arrive on June 20th on time for our screening. And we'll stay there for 3 days, make sure that we're there for the awards ceremony as well. And just looking forward to that. Just looking forward to meeting other filmmakers and networking and whatnot. It'll be a great experience.
Yeah. I'll get to see you there. I'll be at both. I'll be at the premiere
Oh,
and I
great.
will be at the award ceremony. So I'll get to see you both days.
That's great. I'll be there with probably just with my producer, Matt Sierra. Unfortunately, I don't think the DOP will be able to make it. He's making a documentary in the States right now, but hey, if he wins, we'll accept it for him. And
Amazing. Well, Vincent, thank you so much for your time. Good luck with the trail with in the next few months as it makes its way through festivals. And I look forward to watching it again on the big screen.
hey, appreciate that, man. Really, thanks for taking the time. It was
No
short but
problem.
sweet. Enjoyed
Yeah,
talking with you.
absolutely. And for anyone watching this, grab your tickets for Vaughan International Film Festival running the third week of June. And you can grab tickets for the international blocks and the student blocks and the award ceremony. Thank you, Vincent.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No
See
problem.
you.
See you at
Cheers.
the festival.